Well, hello everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and a very rare occurrence. I'm actually able to vlog to you on my way home. My camera looks like it's falling off the edge here, and that looks even worse, so I'll leave it where it was. Because it is just after 3, and we close the office early, so I get to actually talk to you on the way home. And the reason I'm doing that is because I am so scared I'll fall asleep on the way home if I don't. I'm so tired, I don't know what's wrong with me. So I thought, you know what, I'll put down some footage. That will be a good idea, and then we'll have something for tomorrow and the next day. So that is wonderful. So it was a funny day at work. Everybody was in the sort of New Year's Eve mood rather than the working mood. But, you know, for some reason clients kept coming in. Don't they know that we want to go home? So we all did a good job of being busy. It's amazing the things you can find to fill up your day when you're trying to be busy. It was actually quite amusing. Now then, I spoke to my colleague at work, the one that parked in my parking spot, you know, and it really was quite funny because, you know, there were no other cars in that particular part of the parking lot, and she parked on my spot, and she was telling me what happened. She said she was so shocked when she turned the corner and saw that there weren't any cars parked anywhere, that she got discombobulated, and that's why she ended up parking in my spot. And she said that I should tell the peeps that she didn't do it intentionally. Apparently it's important that you should know that she did not do it intentionally. It was like there were no other cars. But she said she literally parked, you know, she has a club on her car, put the club immobilizer on her steering wheel, got out, locked the car, walked to the front of the car and saw the door that I normally park in front of, right in front of her, and then went, oh, short word probably, and you know, that was Sal's spot. And then she too looked around and went, she's gonna know I did it by accident. Anyway, the good news is it made us both laugh today, and we like that, don't we? It's always nice to have a laugh. So it's a balmy 7 degrees now in Canada, and that would be about 44 in the States, give or take. And just so that you know, I am using the gizmo mount that I bought for the car, and because we want to check to see how that is. I'm going to try it in different positions over the next few days and see. I sort of like it where it is because it's out of the way, it's not impeding my vision in any way, and that's, you know, that's really what I like about when it's in the position it's been. And it's just about the same position except maybe a little bit farther forward. Taking pictures of my wonderful pores. So, and for all those people who wrote to me and told me what wonderful skin I have, thank you so much. Certainly not something I expected at this time of my life, because you understand I did spend a lot of, nearly 20 years of my life in very, very hot African sun without the proper protection, and seriously believing that the more I burnt my skin, the healthier I would look, or the prettier I would look would probably be the better thing. That would be more honest, I think. Yeah. So I can't tell you how many times I actually scarred myself. So I really have no right to have good skin at this age. And it actually isn't bad, considering I'm an old fart. I'm just sort of feeling it probably could do with a little bit more moisturizing. And And it's not because I'm really good at that sort of thing. I know that's what you want to hear, that I religiously put on this and that. I spent a fortune on. I didn't. I mean, I will tell you what I do. And I'm going to do a video of that. But I, you know, I think you know, I'm not the sort of person that spends a lot of time on that stuff. And I admire people that do, and those of you who do, I'm sure you'll have beautiful skin when you're my age. And I'd love to tell you it's because I've, you know, always religiously been really good about getting my beauty sleep. No, not so much. I'd love to tell you it's because I drink 8 glasses of water a day. No, that would be a lie. What other things? So I don't buy the expensive beauty products, and I don't sleep 8 hours a night, and I don't drink 8 glasses of water. There you go. What could it possibly be? But I really am. I have to say that I really am quite surprised that my skin has held up as well as it has. Now, occasionally, every now and then, I do slap some cream on it. Now, you're probably thinking, ah, that's what she does, the deep moisturizing. Nah, not that either. It's actually quite scary now that I think about it. How little I do. And I'm also really bad about taking off my makeup. And mind you, you might have noticed, because you guys are pretty savvy on these things, I actually don't wear foundation very often. You know, the beautiful skin that you see is my beautiful skin. Unadulterated, uncovered up, unmasked, whatever. The skin you see is the skin I've got. The only time I will put a foundation on, quite honestly, is if I'm going out at night to some fancy thing. I would, or, you know, something really important to me, I will put on foundation. And for example, the other night when I went out to my friends for that thing, I did put on foundation that day, but I don't wear foundation every day to go to work, because I don't have to take it off then. Works for me. So really, the only makeup that I wear is eye makeup, and apparently not so much lipstick either. I've got this sort of lips where lipstick doesn't stay on very long, I've discovered. So, mind you, I've also got the sort of lips where if I put lipstick on more often, it would probably look like I kept it on more longer. So, yeah, I probably should have touched up my lipstick before doing this vlog. I'm not used to vlogging on the way home. What have I got in my pocket? Where's the stop sign? Oh, that will do. You guys will think I did something. Of course, now I'll end up with lip gloss all over my teeth. Tastes good, that stuff. Okay, so now you're going to ask me, what is it? Hope you can see that. And wax. Don't know why I like their products, but I do. Now, this piece of road that I'm about to go down, you never see. Because I only come down it. I go home a different way from the way I go to work. But this is going to be the bumpiest bit of road. And it gets worse as it goes down. That I travel on. It's really quite funny. And I don't know who designed this road or who is responsible for maintaining it, but you're about to watch me go up and down like a roller coaster. Now, to be fair, this one I'm about to do, which is right here, there we go, that is just a pedestrian hump, as they say. Paints a pretty picture, doesn't it? Okay, and then I'm about to do another pedestrian hump. Here we go. Now, you do all know that the idea is to... Oh, wait a minute. Let me just get... And now here's the really bumpy part coming up. I can't believe this bit of road. Okay, pretty bad. And then there's a Big Dipper. I have no idea who did this road. It is just ridiculous. I think it's part of the reason why I take it every day. It sort of wakes me up on the way home. Alright, so there's a driving lesson tip I wanted to give you. You probably already know this if you are smart people, which I know most of you are. Which is, if you come across a bump in the road, you do know to brake before it, but to let go of the brake before you actually go over the bump. And the reason for that, of course, is because when you brake to go over a bump, it pulls the front end of your car down. So if you go over the bump with the front end already down, you are likely to connect the front end. So what you do is you brake, and then just before you go over the bump, you let off the brake so that it brings the front of the car up. I'll tell you the things you learn on this site. Now, I personally enjoy driving. I don't do a lot of it. As you know, I don't go a lot of places, but I actually do enjoy just driving. And especially now that I got company on the long drives with you guys. That makes it extra special for me. I'm actually also testing to see if this battery lasts all the way to work and all the way back again. It'll be nice to know for the summer. But you know, it's funny because I've always enjoyed driving. When I was a speaker, I used to write a lot of my speeches in my head while I was driving. You know, if I had, sometimes I would drive to venues rather than take planes or whatever. You know, if they weren't more than a couple of hours away, because I could just, it actually took the same time to drive it as it is to fly it. And sometimes it was nice just to take the drive. For example, if I was speaking, you know, down in Seattle or something, I would drive down there rather than fly down. And I used to write, you know, the speech that I was about to give sort of in my head going down, and I'd be writing the one I was about to give next on the way back. Because I find it's really interesting to... I guess you could say that vlogging while I drive is a lot like being a speaker, because you've got X% of your brain concentrated on the road, which is, you know, a good thing. And then you've got X% just doing the normal functions like blinking and smiling and breathing is not a bad idea if you're going to be talking. You know, doing those sort of things. And then the rest of it is just, you know, used up vlogging. And contrary to what everybody says, from my experience of being a speaker and a driver, that if I were not vlogging, I wouldn't necessarily have more concentration on the road. That's the interesting thing. Because I know people say to me, oh gosh, you know, isn't that dangerous that you're talking while you're driving? Well, actually, it's no worse than having a passenger in the car. And that's how I look at it. And quite honestly, I think it's healthier because I don't fall asleep or lose concentration because I'm awake, vlogging. It's a really interesting sky pattern at the moment. It's like we've got all sorts of little dumpy clouds dumping rain everywhere. I mean, it's not really raining heavily where I am, but I can see them where I live. And I'm going, oh, that looks really nasty actually where I live. Let's see how it is when we get there. Not too far away. I'm looking forward. I've actually arranged to take Thursday off. So now I get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. And I need it. I need that break. I've just arranged to take Bean off to the vet on Thursday. Go and find out how serious his condition is at this point. I want to get a medical view on this. Because you all know that he's finding it more difficult, and I want to find out whether I should be exercising him or not exercising him as much, you know what I mean? Whether I should be letting him go up and down stairs or not letting him go up and down stairs. He has taken at least one tumble that I know of. But there's part of me that goes, if he wants to go up and down the stairs, maybe that's good for him, if you know what I mean. And he also is smart enough to decide when he's going to come upstairs. So he's inclined to go downstairs to go after I've gone to work, and then he manipulates everybody downstairs for the day, and then he waits for me until I come home, and then he comes upstairs again. And it's quite funny because Laurie gets quite amused by the fact he totally ignores her during the day. And then when I get home, he won't eat until I get home. You know, he's not interested in any of that stuff. No, Mummy's not home yet, so I've got to stay down here and guard the house. I've got to give him credit for that. So I think I'm going to put my tree picture up in front of this one as well. You know, I'm just aware that so few people saw yesterday's vlog, and I had a picture of the tree outside my house because before I take all the lights and things off it next weekend, so I just wanted you guys to see it because it looked really quite cute. And it's easy to do if you have a tree like mine anywhere. And it's funny how I did it by accident one year where I had two different sets of lights, and I put one set around the trunk of the tree, and then I just threw the other lights over the top, and they looked so pretty, looked like an umbrella. And I'm going, oh, that's nice. Thank you, God. You know, because I would never normally have done that. I would have done it all in one color. And then this year, again, it was a little bit of an accident because I had the blue lights for the trunk of the tree, and then I had the throw them over the top blanket lights for over the canopy of the tree. But then I also had these white lights, and I thought, well, what happens if we put those around the bottom part of the umbrella type shape? And I thought, well, it's worth a try, see what it looks like. Let me know what you think. So I love those sort of accidents. You know, when I say accidents, you know, I hadn't planned for it to look like that, quite like that. Oh no, I shouldn't admit that, should I? I should pretend that creatively I spent hours thinking of, you know me better. It was like, oops, oh, that looks good. I do get pleasantly surprised by some things, you know. So I'm realizing that I quickly wished Manon and the Denmarkians a happy New Year before I left work, because I knew that they'd be having New Year while I was driving home. And then we sort of need to get back in time to say Happy New Year to the Brits and to Anna and the Irish. And then we got a bit of a gap before we do the Eastern Seaboard. Actually, we've got a few in Iceland, so I should be aware of that as well. I think I saw that we've got a couple of viewers in Iceland now. Who knew? Very exciting. If you're one of them, hello. I really do find it fascinating to have a look at the countries to see where they're from. I still remember, whenever it was over a year ago now, that time when I got viewers from the Northern Mariana Islands, and I'm going, where the, you know, it's like, where are they? And I had to go Google them and find out, and I'm going, ah, that's what that's called. You know, Guam is part of it, if you know where Guam is. But it was just like, I had no idea that's what that group of islands was called. You learn something being on YouTube, I tell you. You learn a lot, actually. Well, I am very nearly home, and you kept me awake all the way, for which I thank you. And the question is, do I dare go to sleep for a little while, have a little cat nap before the big broadcast tonight? I know that it's probably going to be a long one. So that will be fun. I didn't know that. I'm just passing my local A&W. I never go in there. Been in the subway, but I don't think I've ever been in the A&W that's just close to my house. Why, one wonders. Go to the McDonald's every now and then. Interesting. So on this very grey afternoon, but very pleasant, with the light beginning to dip now, I hope you've all had a wonderful New Year's Eve, which you will have had by the time I get this rolling, and that you have lots of good ideas about how to enjoy 2014. Remember to challenge yourself. Remember to do things that make you laugh. Remember to be a good friend. And especially remember to be a good friend to yourself. So often we're so busy being all the right things for other people, we forget to actually do good things for ourselves. And that is what balance is all about, in my view. So, this is Dear Mama Sal, hoping that you had a wonderful New Year and looking forward to the next year. I really am. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to the year that's coming up. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Bye-bye for now.